So today we're going to be talking about business models, and the canvas that we use is called the business model canvas. It was developed by Alexander Osterwalder and Yves Pigneur, and now, I guess, made available through their organization Strategyzer. And the business model canvas has become, I guess, the key architecture that innovators, entrepreneurs, game changers, even organizations and innovation departments within companies and even government agencies use to be able to, I guess, how they can create, deliver and capture value. And so the business model canvas is this key architecture that if you've got an idea or if you've got a problem you're trying to solve, it's a great way to be able to describe all of the elements of how are you going to do that. It really is the how mechanism that you're going to do to take your idea and turn it into an innovation. And so let's just imagine there's really the best place to start with a business model canvas is in one of two places, as we've been talking about. Either you've got an idea for an opportunity. Let's just call it a ring. So you've got an opportunity that is a new solution. It might be a new technology. It might be something that's new to the world. And this new opportunity is really exciting, and you're trying to work out what opportunities you could create with this new technology, this new solution. And at the same time, the other place to start is over on this other side of things, where you've actually got customers that have got problems. They're sad, they're disappointed, they're frustrated, they've got unresolved problems. And they've got challenges that they're not really happy with the existing solutions that they're using. And so that's a great place to start. And this is a great place to start. But you've also got opportunities where you've got people who are really just who are really surprised. They've really got an opportunity that they're really trying to exploit. And they're just waiting for the new opportunity. These are the people who lined up down the corridor, down the street when the new iPhone came out. These are the people that were first to buy the Tesla. These are the people who really are excited about anything that's new. And so these are really the two places to start when you're thinking about business model. Is there a new solution, a new product, a new technology that a whole range of customers are just waiting to try? Or are there problems or opportunities, latent opportunities or latent aspirations that are really waiting to be exploited? And so when we think about this sort of gives us, I guess, a bit of a lens to start on, is you've got what we call here is your value proposition. And over here, we call this your customer segment. And it's important to remember that it's not only the users of the customer, the people who are experiencing the pain or the people who are going to be beneficiaries of the new idea, but it's also all the people that actually stand in that supply chain, really integrated. So it's actually not only consumers or users or beneficiaries, but also customers and different stakeholders. And so these are two really important groups. And so the next part of the business model canvas is really around two parts, one of which is this is, sorry about the terrible drawing. Let's think about this as a truck. Okay, this is what we call the channels. And the channels is how do you get your value? How do you get your idea, your solution? This could be a widget, it could be a product, it could be a piece of software. How do you get your value over to your customers? And so that could be B2B, B to C, etc. So this is really about how do you get your value to your customer. And then this section up here is really around your customer relationships. And customer relationships is in some senses characterized, let's call it a heart. Because ultimately what we know about innovation, about entrepreneurship, is that the only way your idea is going to be successful or you're going to be able to deliver value to your customers is if they love it. Is if they can actually fall in love with your idea. And so customer relationships is really how we might use the term, how do we get, keep, and grow customers? How do we get, keep, and grow customers? And so these are the strategies we have to be able to let customers know we exist, to be able to help them understand why they should fall in love with it. And this is a whole range of applications, and it does involve a lot of humans. And so channels is how you get your value to your customer, and this section over here, customer relationships, is how do they find out about you. Okay, so now we've really started to identify what is the customer side of things, the demand side of things. What is the customer and the product, and how we're going to get it to them and how they're going to find out about it. So now we move over to the left-hand side of the canvas, and the left-hand side of the canvas has another three sections. So this section up here is called key activities. Key activities. Sorry for my bad drawing, but. So key activities is really the things that we do as an innovator, as an entrepreneur, that are really important for us as an entity, as a new entity to actually look after. And so these are the things that we focus on. And these are things like marketing. These are things like sales and distribution. It might be things like research and development. And then we've got key resources. And so the key resources are those things that are really important to the business that actually give us our moat, or give us some sort of protection, or what really differentiates us from all the other competitors, all the other value propositions that are delivering products to all the other customers. And so key resources, let's just use a little shovel. Bad shovel. So these are the key resources, which could be things like IP, it could be humans, it could be cash, it could be buildings, all sorts of things. And so the key resources and the key activities that really start to talk to, well, how are you going to deliver that value? How are you going to develop it, deliver it, and how are you going to get it to your customers? And then over here, we've got this section called partners. So partners is really important because partners, let's use a couple of rings there. Partners really starts to explain to us how do we actually do this, all of this, without having to build everything ourselves? And so one of the advantages of a new company, a new organization, is that you don't have these legacy assets, these really expensive overheads. And so the idea around innovation is how do we focus on those key resources and key activities, and then outsource or partner with other people to do critical parts of our business model. And so that really looks at that left-hand side. And now let me just talk about the bottom side. So the last part of the business model canvas is this section here, which is really around costs and revenues. Now, these are really, I guess, where we determine how is the business going to be successful? How much is this going to cost? And this section here is under this part here, because ultimately the key resources you have, the key activities are going to have a big implication on the costs of your business. So if you can outsource as many things as you can to partners, then that's going to give you that opportunity to actually focus on the most important things. And you see most of the modern successful companies, they have a lot of contract manufacturing, they have a lot of partners that do a lot of the work, and they focus on maybe on marketing, or maybe on R&D, and maybe on using their intellectual property, or maybe on customer discovery, customer development. And so this is really, let's call it money that actually goes out to fund these things. This is how much the key resources and key activities cost. And then in revenues, this is really important because this is where money comes in. This is where our customers pay us to actually receive this value proposition. And so ultimately what we know is that all of these things are inextricably linked. So this section here really refers to, this bottom section down here, refers to viability. So is the idea viable? Is it successful? Could it be profitable? Over here we talk about feasibility. And then on the far right side, find my green, this section over here is really about desirability. So when you see it that way, you've got these sort of three sections: desirability, feasibility, and viability. And these three sections here are sort of interconnected. And the beauty of a business model canvas is it's effectively a prototyping tool for your ideas. It's how am I going to get my value to my customer, and how am I going to play around with all of these different 9 segments to be able to create a business model that is desirable, feasible, and viable. Or in the Invincible Company book, the Strategizer's latest book, they talk about desirable, scalable, and profitable. And it's only when you find not only the right product market fit, but the right business model fit, and it's sustainable and profitable, that you know that you can actually develop that product and take it to market and actually have a chance of success. And so the business model canvas is a really important tool for innovators, entrepreneurs, and game changers to be able to describe that process of how do we create value, how do we get it to our customer, and how do we make sure we don't go broke in the process.